Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about another Spark 143 model, and it's the 1998 Mercedes CLK LM. In 1998, Mercedes entered two cars for the race. It had been 9 years since their last victory, and they were looking to renew that this year with two CLK LMs. Things were looking good for Mercedes as Bernd Schneider put the number 35 car on the pole for the start of the race. The number 28 Toyota was starting second, followed by the sister Mercedes starting third. At the drop of the flag, the battle was already on. Mercedes and Toyota flying down to the first corner, smoke going everywhere, Mercedes getting their elbows out, trying to stay in the lead at turn one. It was a Mercedes-Toyota battle for the start of the race, with Mercedes holding the lead for the first hour. However, drama ensued as the number 35 pole-sitting car pulls over with just over an hour into the race with the dead engine. They roll it back to the garage to investigate the problems, but when it rains, it pours, and the sister car, the number 36 Mercedes, also pulls into the pits with the same issue. After investigating the issue, both cars ended up retiring due to failed water pumps. And what a shame it was, because Mercedes was a high-profile contender, but you learn from your mistakes, and maybe next year will be different for them. Speaking of next year, I've already talked about the 1999 Mercedes CLR, and if you haven't checked out that video, you should watch it now. Let's talk about the 1998 CLK LM. It's in a silver box, so you can tell this car was kind of an older release. It even has the older Spark logo. But the great thing about these, as you know, is you can just slide them right out. And this car is really cool because it really looks like a fat touring car. It shows so much and has so much of the production car in it. I mean, if you look at the front, it really looks like a wide body street Mercedes. Back then, these cars were really highly made on the production line, and it really showed that these were true descendants from the street-going cars. The D2 Privat livery is very famous and is an iconic livery for Mercedes. It's cool to have it on this car. And even though this car had a short-lived race at Le Mans, for me, there's a little bit more of a bigger emotional pull to it, because I used to race this car all the time on the Sega Dreamcast. Test drive Le Mans, and this car, man, I just remember me and my friend were racing all night and lapping everybody, and it was so much fun racing this car in the rain and just sharing a great memory. So this car is really great to have in my collection just for that alone. The drivers on this car were Bernd Schneider, Klaus Ludwig, and Mark Webber. Schneider was a very famous Mercedes driver. Back in the late 80s and early 90s, he was always driving factory Mercedes. And I learned of Mark Webber through the 1999 Mercedes CLR. He would go on to drive for Red Bull and Formula One, and then after he retired, he came back to sports cars to race for Porsche. So here it is, the 1998 Mercedes CLK LM, the second and final car in my Mercedes prototype list. But I've got more 1998 cars to talk about, so stay tuned for those videos. If you like this one, give me a like and a follow. As I said, I've got more Spark models to unbox, and we're going to be uploading a new video every Friday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.